Good afternoon. This is Rich Nelson with Allendale. Covering the wrap-up comments here. This is Wednesday, December 28th of 2011 here. Obviously, we have quite a bit of interest here with outside markets here. One thing we will point out here is today's U.S. dollar index closed up, or actually last trade, up 79. What's important for us on this dollar issue here is this is the highest close for the U.S. dollar of this entire uptrend. So the essentially made a push to new highs for the U.S. dollar. And of course, longtime subscribers to Allendale's research products know that we are very close watchers of this dollar index and its effect on commodities. Crude oil down about $1.81, gold down $37 here today. So usually a higher U.S. dollar means lower commodity prices. And as corn, soybeans, and wheat are all very closely tied to just general commodity prices, this could hypothetically be a little bearish here for us to watch for on the grains. As far as issues on the U.S. dollar, we did see some higher trade because, we do have some people saying there is a renewed sense of maybe some concern lined up here for tomorrow. We do have Italy, which in recent days has been issuing some short-term debt, meaning 3- and 6-month debt. They will be issuing some 10-year Italian bonds here tomorrow, and that's probably more closely watched than the short-term debt offerings. So some people are suggesting that this 10-year bond offering tomorrow might not go as well as planned here. So that's one key issue affecting this U.S. dollar index here. As far as grains, we did have a kind of a nice temporary reprieve away from this outside market pressure here today. We still have some issues on the grain side which we're trying to deal with, and that's namely Argentina. We will point out that on the midday updates, Drew told us that the European model, which is the one which is more closely matching the current light drought going on in Argentina, that one suggests there will not be rains until January 7th through 9th, any type of significant rains, I should point out. So it still confirms we have some problems here on this whole drought issue affecting Argentina. Also here in the office, we've been collecting some of these estimates for South America's crops. For Argentina, 2 of the 3 estimates that we've collected so far do suggest a revision lower in Argentina's corn crop. 2 South American groups are 24.5 and 30 million tons. We have a separate one, a U.S. firm, at 27. So 2 of those 3 are lower than USDA's current 29 million ton estimate here. So we still have some issues which are important for us on the grains. Corn up 9 1/4. We did see wheat up 6.5 cents as well here. Beans had a little trouble here today. Keep in mind for beans, Argentina is not in its key yield setting time frame for soybeans. It is certainly for corn though. Also, an interesting point here on the beans, we did have Taiwan simply passed on a cargo on a tender to buy 1 cargo of soybeans from the U.S. or Brazil. They essentially said that prices are too high. So now we also have some people wondering if maybe this recent advance has gone a little too far too fast for right now. So that's the main news here for the grains. Over on cattle and hogs, down 15 cents for cattle, down 20 cents for hogs on the nearby contracts. Very quiet day for the most part. Over on cattle, we're waiting on cash cattle to get going here for the week. The key issue is not really what's going to go on as far as prices for Nebraska and the northern areas. Those will be steady to higher than last week. The key issue is what happens for Kansas through Texas. And most of the cattle country sources of ours suggest it'll be maybe Thursday before we actually get any type of information on new updates for cash cattle trading in those areas. As far as hog prices, I mentioned down 20 cents there for the Feb contract. Keep in mind, as far as the hogs, we've got some interesting short-term information going on. Yesterday, we saw cash pork and cash hogs show some higher prices. That has some wondering if maybe we've got this seasonal bottom finally in hand for cash hog prices. So that's something we'll be watching for next couple of days here to get more confirmation. As far as our key message here for the ending commentary, we'll point out that one thing we're going to talk about at this conference will be Allendale's discussion on the economy. I'm fortunate enough to be able to offer a presentation on Allendale's view of the overall economy, and we're going to wrap that portion of the discussion up with how this is going to affect commodities overall, and then each outlook will discuss that individually for corn, soybeans, wheat, and any potential moves as well for meats here. But as far as the economy discussion, we will also be releasing our own estimates for not only the stock market, but more importantly for commodity trade, also this whole issue on the U.S. dollar. It is advancing new highs for the uptrend, and we're going to tell you how much we expect this market to rally on the dollar, and therefore what type of pressure it could add onto commodities. We'll be discussing that on January 20th and 21st at our conference. Get a hold of your ticket now to get more information on this and Allendale's key projections on prices for grains as well as outside markets at that January 20th and 21st conference. Do that by giving us a call here, 1-800-262-7538. This is Rich Nelson. Have a good trading day and a good trading week.